Hello, everyone. It's your Ramrod HOA back in business. This is going to be a short one. Yesterday, I got, I don't know, a covert tip or a notice or somebody just warning me that I'm going to be getting a letter from Ramrod attorneys about what I'm doing here. I guess one of their board members that they rely on, not two-person rule they have, must have said something to somebody because they guarantee I'm getting this. So I'm going to be looking for it in the mail this week since they're sure I'm going to be told to do away with this. This happened in the vlogs I used to do about a year ago. I get a bunch of them, maybe 15. And I got a notice from the attorney. I think it was a different attorney group. And they told me to cease and desist this and this and that and that. And I know I have a First Amendment right. I'll look in there. Normally, I would expect this one to be a little more precise, like about I said something wrong or I made an accusation and didn't qualify it or back it up. So if that happens, I'll apologize for that little piece that I did wrong. Or it could be the name I used. They tried that one last time, using Ramrod's name, and they told me I couldn't do it. And I did it, and I didn't hear anything. I got, I think, 4 or 5 certified letters on my solar panels telling me to take them off my house. I never did. They never followed up. And all of a sudden, they approved it without any paperwork from anybody. All of a sudden, because as I was reading the stuff that was sent to me, the board had to approve it based on what they see, the paperwork they received. Well, nobody was qualified to even look at the paperwork. This was under Steve Simon's rule. And then I went and looked up what I brought up the other day about space number 2. He doesn't live here. Ken LeBron, that is. And I got a letter here dated April 24th, 2024. And just some key things I'm going to let you, they talk about them enforcing the rules. But they said they interviewed him and he said he does live here. But I've had, I think, 15 residents go by and turn the water on. It's not on. I talked to the neighbors. He doesn't live there. But they say Ken LeBron was interviewed by the board and stated numerous times that he does occupy space 2 within the parameters of the rule. Is it your expectation that we question the validity of the statements made regarding their occupancy without having any legally obtained proof to the contrary? Yes, that you're supposed to do. That's your job as a board member. Instead of going after all the people in here, you don't go after the guy that breaks the rules. It's on your board. If so, the board cannot continually pursue them for being in violation of this rule. And it's respectfully, blah, blah, blah. This came April 24th, 2024, because I made a complaint about it. And it was Rule 1E. It's right there in the book. So they lied. They didn't ask him because he's not living there. Everybody in the park knows it but them. Isn't that crazy? He's on their board because they need a yes vote, and that's what he is. He comes back once in a while. I don't even see him that much anymore. He comes for a meeting or two so he can vote yes so he can have the right number of people there to make these votes. So that's the second one I brought up the other day. And then we had a question and answer thing back when, I think when Nancy was here. And they sent questions from the HOA that we had, and they sent them out and their answers. Another thing they put in this answers about how they pick each other, and that they have 2 years and 3 directors and serve 3 years. And at the end of their anniversary, they're asked by the CEO, are you willing to serve another term? But then they went over on the next page, okay? And they said, to keep our rent low, not guilty of infractions of rules and regulations since living in the park. This is to get on their board, sign confidentiality statement, NDA, non-disclosure agreement, so you don't tell any such important business in a neighborhood, and not convicted of a felony. Their words, people. Their words. Not convicted of a felony. Well, on the board, because it's a yes vote, they got somebody convicted of a felony. But they say they don't do that. And just like Ken lives there, they're sure of it. But the rest of us are wrong. We can check the water. We can see he's never there. I know what the inside looks like. The holes in the floors, he's never fixed it. So if that was ever a case to be towed out, that's one. Because not just he doesn't live here for 5 years. Well, that place is a dump. And he knows it. And I know how he bought the place. That'll be one of my videos. When you people hear this, you're going to be shocked. I just got to find some paperwork of a relative that I called when he got that place. I called, the guy was either he was an uncle or cousin. He was in Iowa or Utah or something like that. And he told me what Ken did to finagle that place away from the lady who was in a nursing home at that time, what he bought it for and how much money he paid. It's criminal. I mean, it's bad. You shouldn't be able to get away with it. But he did. But I'm going through my paperwork. Is the reason I get back to you. Today, the HOA, we're having a meeting at 1 o'clock at my house. It's not going to be about these people. It's about what we can do for the HOA and coming up meetings. And I'm new to this and don't know what they've done and what they haven't done. Some of it will be about the Super Bowl party, I would imagine. I haven't talked to them. So it'll be something about a ride or everything changes in here. When this group came in here, we used to be a pretty solid bunch, but not anymore. And another thing is, if I get this letter today from this attorney firm, I always wondered why they didn't reach out or look to see if maybe all the people in here are mad. Maybe all the people in here, they came and got me to get back involved. So maybe you would think they would be curious. Are these 5 people lying to me, or is it the guy that does the videos? Because something's not right. But they don't reach out. That letter I'll get today will probably cost this place $1,000. Just for a letter, or today or tomorrow. The guy says I'm going to get it soon, so I'm going to say today. I don't know. We'll see. I hope I don't get something. I hope he's wrong, but that means we don't have to sit here and play games with this again. But I'm going to start bringing out these. I've got so many things where they tried to shut me up, and I'm just exercising my First Amendment right. And now I represent you. So I didn't even have a place there last time I did it. I wasn't a HOA member. I was a member of the HOA, but I wasn't on the board or anything. Well, I am now, so I can speak for the HOA. And if they say, oh, you can't use Ramrod, I can use Ramrod Senior Housing HOA. So I'll change it if I get it. If that's what it says, I'm getting in trouble for it. Not a big deal. Keep talking to your neighbors to watch these videos, and I want feedback and input. You got anything to say it. You can say it on the link. That's all right. Nobody's going to throw you out of here for giving your opinion. That's what this is about. Give your opinion and try to unite. Did a pretty good job of it last time. After I did about, 10 or 15 videos, I had people stopping me in the streets talking to me that normally wouldn't do that. So now that I'm back in business and they're not going to try to, arrest me and give me life in prison without parole or something like that, I'll be back doing it again. But I'm sure that this ought to be a tasty message if it comes. As I said, it's just a rumor right now, or a tip, I should say. Okay, that's all I got for right now. I just want to let you guys know what's going on, and I'll inform you what we talk about at the meeting today. If there's anything exciting that I can leak out to you. Okay, talk at you later. Bye.